Yeah, Ken and Vicky, this group was out marching through the streets of downtown Oakland earlier. The Pro-Palestinian group, but also a number of union organizations and labor organizations are out here as well. The focus is on trying to make sure that the United States government and United States companies understand that they do not want the funding going to Israel. In this situation, this war that's been happening. We've heard from a number of speakers out here already that are coming together talking about the connections between the labor movement, May Day, and also the pro-Palestinian protests, and also the protests in support of the situation that's happening in Gaza. Significantly smaller group than what we had here earlier. People have been coming out here and waving Palestinian flags, also holding up signs talking about the connections between workers and also the movement. We were down at the West Oakland BART station earlier. There were a number of people there celebrating what they called a victory rally, because their plans were to go to the West Oakland BART station and then march down to the Port of Oakland and shut down the port. But the port, in anticipation of this protest, had closed down. So the group was saying, hey, look, this is fantastic, because it kept about $12 million in revenue being generated today at the port. A lot of that money, the millions of dollars that get made there, they say the United States government uses to spend on supporting Israel in what they're calling a genocide. So they're happy that that money is not going to go in that direction. And also union workers that were a part of that port were also out there protesting at the West Oakland BART station and also out here tonight. So right now there's a positive feeling that things are being heard, that people are being heard, their message is being heard. But of course, more needs to happen, because that ceasefire resolution has not become official. The war does continue out here, and they are hoping that more of their message gets out there and that they are in support with what's happening at colleges and universities and downtowns all across America. Again, these groups are going to be out here probably for a little bit longer, just making sure that they're getting their message out. And if anything more happens, we'll bring you the latest. Ken and Vicky, back to you.
Yeah, Dan, earlier we saw about 1,000 people that were marching down Broadway. Are these the same folks that you're with right now?
Yeah, I believe that is the same group that was marching through the streets of downtown Oakland. They gathered here so that they can have music, and then they could also have speakers come out and be a part of this. But again, as the sun is going down, more people have been dispersing, and that's a similar situation to what we saw over at the West Oakland BART station as well. But you can expect more protests and more rallies will happen as this war continues to go on. You know, they do not want the funding from the United States government to be going to Israel, and if that continues, these protests will continue and these movements will continue.
It is something somewhat remarkable, Dan, that we have multiple protest sites taking place right now. We have San Francisco State, Stanford, UC Berkeley, this one in Oakland. Have you had a chance to talk with any of the folks there? Are they going to different locations? Is this the only one they're participating in? Are they from Oakland? What do we know about the people who are participating in this particular event?
Yeah, most of the people that are here at this event are from Oakland. They're organizations that are from Oakland. They are worker organizations from Oakland. They are community organizations that are from Oakland. So they have been moving from event to event. A lot of people that were here at this one was specifically organized so that people would march through downtown Oakland and then eventually end up here at the plaza. The other group that was at the West Oakland BART station was the Arab Resource and Organizing Center. So they've been responsible for a lot of the protests that have happened in San Francisco, also the protests that we've seen on the freeways and on the bridges. So a lot of these people, yes, they're from here in the Bay Area, and they're organizing with people here in the Bay Area. Again, we should expect that more protests are going to happen here, whether it's in Oakland, San Francisco, San Jose, or even in the North Bay, campuses like Sonoma State University, as this war just continues to go on.
And so far, at least where you are, it looks peaceful. All right, Dan Thorn reporting live for us from Frank Ogawa Plaza in Oakland.
Meantime,